up? My name is Chanel, otherwise known as the human behind Nutty Nelly, and I had my account disabled and then deleted and then managed to get it back, and I went through a crazy process. I posted another video explaining everything. I'll leave it link in the description below if you want to check that out. But through all of this crazy journey, I have learned a few tips and tricks on how to prevent your account from being disabled, because let's just be honest, Instagram's customer service does not exist, and when your account gets disabled, you gotta fight to get that back. It's very, very frustrating. So I just wanted to share some tips and tricks on how to prevent your account from being disabled. My first tip is to first have your two-factor authentication on. I believe that's what it's called. And this is really important because you want to prevent any hackers from getting to your account. Because if your account gets hacked and it gets deleted, Instagram is not able to help you whatsoever. To get your account back, essentially, is you would have to find like a hacker, and that just sounds like a nightmare. So first thing is to make sure that you have that two-factor on. My second tip is to make sure that you read all of the community guidelines on Instagram and make sure that you're following them. It's really not that hard. I mean, it's pretty much like don't post any nude pictures and no racism, like no being a bully essentially on Instagram. Just make sure you really read that very well and make sure that you're following it. My third tip is that if you have a creator or a business account, make sure that you actually read the ad guidelines. Even if you're not purchasing any ads, you're able to purchase ads, and so because of that, you can still get flagged for violating these terms. And for violating the Instagram community guidelines or the ad community guidelines, you can get flagged and disabled by bots. They have bots that go through Instagram and try to flag and disable accounts, which is really frustrating because it's caused a lot of false positives, which seemed like it based off of when I was talking to Facebook representatives. Like, this happens more often than not, which is really frustrating. So make sure that if you have a creator or business account, that you do read the ad guidelines and make sure that you follow them. Like, for example, if you're posting something that's sponsored, make sure it's very obvious that it's sponsored. So make sure you do like hashtag ad, hashtag sponsored, or like what I usually do is just tag the brand within the post itself to be safe. My fourth tip is that if you have a creator or a business account, you should also create a Facebook business page, and then you should link your Instagram account to your Facebook business page. Facebook does own Instagram, and if you do this just shows that you're more reliable to Instagram and Facebook, and so this will just help you in terms of not getting disabled. So I really highly recommend doing this. This just kind of shows that you're more authentic and you're a person or you're a real business and you're not just a bot, spam account, or anything like that. My fifth tip is to make sure that you post a picture of your face, because if your Instagram account gets disabled, the way that they have you verify that you're a real person and that this is your account is by sending a picture of your face. So if you don't have a picture of your face on your account, then they won't be able to verify that for you. So just make sure you post a picture. My sixth tip is if you have any apps that are linked to your Instagram account, for example, if you have an app that tells you if people have unfollowed you or who doesn't follow you back, or if you have like a scheduling app that helps you to post Instagram posts, or just any other app that's tied to your Instagram account, make sure that it's approved by Instagram, because that can be another way to get your account disabled. And Instagram has been cracking down on this a lot more within the past year. So a way to be able to check to make sure that your apps are valid to Instagram is to log onto your Instagram on a computer, and then if you go to your settings, there's a tab that says apps on it. And if you click that tab, you'll be able to see any apps that are tied to your Instagram account. If they are listed there, then it means that it's not supported by Instagram. And so if that's the case, you have to go to that app, physically log out of that app, and then delete it. And that's the only way that you can get the app to not be linked to your account anymore. And then just refresh that page on Instagram to make sure that the app's gone. My seventh tip is do not spam your Instagram account. So if you are liking too much, if you're commenting too much, if you're following or unfollowing, or just any actions on Instagram, if you're doing it too fast, Instagram can block you. And if you do this too too much, they will disable your account. So I actually got my account disabled for a week because I was replying to comments on my own posts and I was doing it too fast. So they disabled me, which was really frustrating, but it was only for a week, so I did get my account back. But just be really careful if you are liking or commenting pictures. Just make sure you do it pretty slowly. I can't remember specifically how many likes or comments you can do within a minute, but just be cautious about it, do it very slowly and all that, and you should be fine. My final tip, tip number 8, is to have a personal account. And what I mean by this is that there's different types of accounts that you can have on Instagram. There's a personal one, a creator one, or a business one. The creator one's very similar to a business one. It's actually a newer feature on Instagram. And so Instagram's model is that they really want to make the best experience for every user, and specifically personal users, so people that just have Instagram accounts for their own personal life, that want to talk to their family and friends and they don't want to be bothered or spammed or anything like that. So Instagram wants to make sure that people have a good experience. And so with business accounts, Instagram does like business accounts because they hope that you're trying to sell a product or a service and that you will purchase ads to promote whatever it is that you're trying to sell, so that makes Instagram money. Unfortunately, with creator accounts, Instagram doesn't really make any money. And so this is just my theory, but I mean, it doesn't hurt. And I feel like Instagram doesn't really like creator accounts because of the fact that they don't really make money off of them. And I've also noticed this in terms of engagement, if I'm just going to get into the nitty-gritty of things, but I have noticed that engagement has been lower when I have a creator account and a business account versus a personal account. So if you care about engagement, I maybe would recommend switching to a personal account. The only downfalls with a personal account is that you don't get to see any of your statistics, like your engagement, your reach, or anything like that. So if you want that, then that's a little bit difficult. And also, if you want to work on sponsored posts, you can't tag a brand in it. So that's also another downfall, but ultimately having a personal account's better because typically the only reason that Instagram will disable you more likely is if you're not an active user and they think that you're a bot or a ghost or something like that. And so that's more of what I've seen people with personal accounts getting disabled for. So overall, my theory is to have a personal account and you'll more likely fly under the radar of Instagram in terms of accidentally getting a false positive and getting your account disabled. And that wraps up all of my tips to help prevent you from getting your account disabled. I hope that this really helped, and I hope that this prevents you from getting your account disabled because, like I said, it's a complete nightmare. And if your account is disabled, like I mentioned, I have a whole video about how my account got disabled, what I did to get it back, and ultimately that I got it back. And so if you want to check that out, like I said, it's linked in my description below. But thanks for watching, and like I said, I really hope that this helped, and I wish you the best of luck in terms of having an Instagram and not getting it disabled. So I will see you in my next video. Bye.